I'm Ryan Burley with GeoSolutions. GeoSolutions provides enterprise support services, professional training, and custom development for open source projects such as GeoServer, GeoNode, and MapStore. We are comprised of the core developers and core contributors for these products and highly involved in interoperability standards such as WMS, WCS, WFS, WPS, and others. With us here today, all the way from Italy, our founder and CEO of GeoSolutions, Simone Giannichini, GeoNode technical lead and solutions architect, Giovanni Allegri, and winner of the prestigious Soul Cats Award for free open source software in GIS, technical lead, Andrea Im. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes, GeoSolutions is a member of USGIF, OSGeo, and OGC. We participate in OGC Innovation Program testbeds as well as the Disaster Pilot 21 initiative, and we're currently participating in the Census Opportunity Project. Next slide, please. In recent years, GeoSolutions has had over 200 customers globally, primarily concentrated in Europe and North America, and all levels of government and industry work in applications such as maritime security and vessel tracking, earth observation, emergency response, drone-based wildfire mapping, evacuation mapping, high-definition mapping for autonomous vehicle navigation, precision agriculture, smart cities, and other applications requiring massive amounts of spatiotemporal data, both raster and vector, which is our specialty. Next slide, please. On that note, we're honored to share the stage today with our customer and business partner, Masego. In addition to doing great things in the human geography space, Masego is leveraging GeoNode and OSM data, as well as GNOME, as part of their new geospatial data mining platform, Insight. With that, I'd like to introduce Masego CTO, Andrew Kerr.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So as a quick way of introduction, a little audience participation, everybody in this room has heard of OpenStreetMaps. That was one of the questions asked earlier. How many folks in the room have used Overpass Turbo or are aware of what that is? Okay, a few folks throughout the audience. So next slide, please. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Insight, which is a geospatial data mining tool that we built along with our partners at GeoSolutions that kind of combines the best-in-class geospatial content management system that GeoNode represents, which is GeoSolutions' flagship product, and some of the best-in-class features from OpenStreetMaps and from Overpass Turbo to kind of bring it all together and create a data mining tool that we're trying to make a lot easier for the average analyst, your average novice GIS user, or non-GIS user to be able to pull out and use large amounts of geospatial information without having to have necessarily all the requisite background and training to get there. So as a little bit of a background, and a lot of you guys will already know this, but OSM and the topographic data in it works at any scale from a building to a continent, so you can the database is continuous, it's spread across the entire thing, and it's seamless, which is kind of a nice advantage versus a lot of traditional data sources. I'm going to speed through this presentation because this is a 30-minute presentation for folks who are not familiar with OSM, so a lot of this stuff you guys will already know, and I don't have a 30-minute window to do this. So next slide, please. So we are, as I mentioned earlier, this is a tool that's built on top of OSM. So OSM has been mentioned today. I looked it up a few weeks ago. So OSM has 9.2 million registered users, 8.9 billion unique objects, and 4 million edits made to the data set every single day. And so in addition to that, GeoNode, the primary product of GeoSolutions, is a geospatial content management system. It's flexible. It avoids a lot of the vendor lock-in and cost issues that are common with traditional Esri customers and ArcGIS Online customers. So it kind of provides all the features and functionality that folks have come to expect out of from using ArcGIS Online, but in an open source and in a flexible capacity. NSG GNOME, so for those folks who are involved in that part of the federal government space, GNOME is a program run by NGA that kind of is a DoD clone of GNOME they run internally. So this program is intended to run both on OSM and on GNOME, so to kind of work for customers who are behind that federal government or classified environment firewall, and for those folks who are working OSM and for the rest of the world. And for Overpass API, for those folks who have not used or are not familiar with Overpass API, it's the backbone of the Insight tool that we were building, and to quote the OSM Wikipedia article about it, acts as a database over the web. You can search for location, object type, tag, property, proximity, or any number of combinations of tags. So what does that mean? On a practical level, how is that helpful? So we had a conversation recently with some folks over the FBI, and they asked the same question: why do we care? How is this applicable to us? And the scenario we gave to them is, imagine you get a cell phone video that has had the metadata scraped, so it doesn't have location information in it, but you've got a video of somebody threatening to shoot up a school or blow something up. And you can see behind them in the video that they are next to a park, a 7-Eleven, and a bus stop, and you know they're somewhere in the greater DC area. And traditionally, if you've got a matter of minutes to get police onto the streets to try and find this person and you don't know where in the city they are, this would take a large team of people combing through a lot of data, and in order to get it done in 10 minutes might not be feasible. It's a lot of information, it's a lot of work to go through. So using Overpass API and using the OSM database, you can search for 7-Elevens that are in within a few a 10-meter proximity of a park, a bus stop, whatever you're looking for. So you can give it kind of complicated geospatial queries where you would previously need to pull in data from a lot of different places all at the same time. You need to have an analyst who's able to pull it down, open it up, analyze it. It's a process that everybody in this room is pretty familiar with, but it takes time. And if you've got a shortage of time, or if you don't juggle on-demand retail data, so you don't know where all the 7-Elevens are, it gets cumbersome. It's where OSM really steps in, and really the live database, the collaborative nature, really benefits folks and really kind of makes this a real leap forward. Next slide, please. So as kind of a summary, GeoNode offers a central location.
We're out of time.
I apologize. Okay. Thank you, everybody. we'll wrap it up with that.
Hey, our table's right over there if you want to talk more.
Yeah, and if you can skip to the last slide, it has our contact information if you guys want to get in touch with us. Yep, there we are. Thank you for your time.